guys, this is KitKat Paddywhack, and we are back for another Let's Play episode. So in the previous episode, we pretty much just did nothing but side quests, the first quest being the magistrate's orders, where I had to take in a runaway fugitive who happens to be by the name of Kelder, aka the magistrate's son. Which I thought was a huge scandal, really. I mean, I couldn't really do anything about it, but in the first playthrough I had to capture him alive, went through the trouble of killing a bunch of demons to get him and turn him in, and the elf father was really mad at me for doing that. But this time I decided to save myself the trouble of killing the demons and just had Feynriel rip his heart out. Yeah. So this episode we're gonna take a quick side trip to Sundermount because I thought that maybe I could get one of Meryl's armor upgrades in the shop. And maybe see if Feynriel is hanging around with the Dalish.
And a run Atishan, stranger.
Watch your steps, Sham. You don't know how
May
many
the Grey
Dalish
Wolf
arrows
never
are
hear your
taken.
footsteps, child.
I can't thank you enough for letting me come here. But it hasn't been quite what I thought.
Has the Keeper been able to help with your magic?
Sadly, his is not a problem we've encountered before. I'm studying our ancient writings, but it is a slow process. His human blood makes it difficult to train him.
You know, when I lived in Kirkwall, I felt like everyone could tell by my face I was an elf. Now I understand how easily I passed. It's harder here.
Still, we appreciate you bringing him here, friend. We would not see a son of our tribe suffer alone. Please, accept this as our thanks.
What are you doing? Not against it.
Sorry, Master Island.
I told you that you were doing it wrong.
Shut up. Oh, Meryl. So you've returned. How has your time been among the Shemlin?
It's been nothing but roses and rainbows, Master Island. The alienage is lovely in the spring. The collapsing shacks and drunken brutes are nicely offset by the knee-deep mud.
This path has been of your own choosing, Meryl. A path that has saddened the clan greatly.
Perhaps if the clan was more accepting of the ancient ways and not so mired in fear.
Enough! We will not bicker like children in front of strangers. We cannot undo what is done. My apologies for that display. Perhaps we can start again. I am Master Island, a crafter for this clan. Forced to stay so close to this Shemlin city, I've seen my share of outsiders pass through our camp. Is there something you needed?
Do you have any pure ironbark in stock?
What use is ironbark to you? I've never met a Shem who could bend it to his will. Either way, I'm out of stock. I do know where it can be found, but it is impossible to retrieve. Our people were forbidden from venturing to the area after we lost 2 of our best hunters there.
What happened that warriors as skilled as the Dalish refused to venture to the area?
Your respect for our hunters is most surprising, stranger. The place is overrun by darkspawn. If we tried to eradicate them, we would risk the precious few hunters we have left. I'll show you where the area is. What you do with the information is up to you.
It really wasn't your fault.
So you guys all my junk to free up some space. Not really into these things. I always forget that none of my companions can equip these armors. Only I can equip the helmets and the boots and the chest plates. Which is kind of a bummer. Great. None of Meryl's armor upgrades is there. Oh, what do you know? Mogul. An achievement.
We can get more.
I think I vaguely remember that the Mogul achievement is received when I think it depends on how much you sell or how much money you made. Yeah, I think it's how much money you're carrying right now. So next stop is, go get iron bark and get that out of the way before we go do Blackpowder promise. Meryl, why do you have no mana? Oh great, it's because these three abilities are taking up all of her magical abilities in reserve. I don't think I'll need Blood of the First. That's consuming way too much. That's weird. Believe me, I did Herbalist task in Act 3, but I didn't pick it up in, I think, Act 1 or 2. So I honestly don't know where this iron bark is. I assume the iron bark will be somewhere in Sundermount. But no, it's right there. So I know I said that we would go to the Ironwood clearing to get the Ironwood bark, but I actually skipped all that part because nothing really happened, and yeah, but don't worry. The Ironwood bark is definitely in the Ironwood clearing as promised, and there's also an elf root found in Ironwood clearing. So if you don't have Black Emporium DLC, or if you want to ensure that you collect every single resources for that resource achievement, make sure to go to Ironwood Clearing to get the elf root. Because I heard that there might be a bug if there's more than one resource available, like say 2 elf roots in the Black Emporium, and you pick it up. I mean, if you buy both of them at the same time, then it might only register one of them being bought, and you might have wasted your money.
I don't even wake Bianca for every threat anymore.
So next thing we're gonna do is Blackpowder promise, and we're nearing very close to it.
No further, human. Tal-vashoth control these passages.
I am more than capable of meeting any threat.
So I see. I expected to warn a caravan, not a well-equipped tracker. The path ahead is littered with my kind. If you are as skilled as you look, it would please me if you killed them.
And I should trust you.
I have no history of betraying your people, only my own. I did not like my role, so I left the queue. I do not wish to be a murdering thief, so I left these tal-vashoth to warn their victims. You are no victim, so now I will leave.
I want a friendly way to get what I need.
You will be disappointed. They are reveling in chaos. It is a wretched freedom. I still need order, even if I insult the core of the Qun by selling my honor as a mercenary.
Do I really have to convince you to do the right thing?
I have already done more than was demanded, by my own choice. You have my word of caution, human. Heed it or do not.
The more they talk, the less I understand.
Okay then, well, we're gonna head up there and wipe out the whole gang. Must be fighting some exciting fun time, since of all the mage users, I hate the Cerebos the most, because the Cerebos, in other words, the Canary version of the mage, has very powerful spells that end up knocking me out or killing me because I don't have as high of an armor rating as a warrior. So sometimes as a rogue it's kind of hard to stay alive.
Here we go!
Oh man, those two guys were hiding in the bushes. I never really really notice that. I kind of assumed they all like just jumped out of nowhere and I didn't really get ambushed. Okay, let's see. Legion Empire, la la la, aristocracy. No. I've never really been one to read codex entries. So, right after I wipe out these tal-vashoth outside, we're gonna have to go into the tal-vashoth cavern and kill some more tal-vashoth, but when I enter the cave, I'm gonna skip the whole part where I go in and wipe out a lot of them because nothing really happens in that cave, honestly, and I find myself not really talking when I go around trying to mow down these guys as fast as possible. But I will give you guys a heads up that there is the location of Silverite in the cave, so make sure you get that for your rune making and a grenade recipe. And we're back here in Lowtown at night because now we're gonna go pay a visit to Meeran as he has something for us to do. Now I just gotta find him. Okay, he's right there. Man, without the plot marker, I wouldn't be able to find him.
Well, if it ain't my favorite new citizen. What are you doing here? Did you finally figure out being free and poor in Kirkwall ain't worth a rat's spit?
You had an offer for me.
You mean you're not too good for my kind of work? Because the blokes I hired after you couldn't find their arse with both hands. I sent them to take out Lord Harriman while he was preparing his cargo for shipping. Nighttime, docks, simple. Never came back.
I haven't heard a job in this yet.
The job's the same. Kill Harriman, but there'll be a bonus if you find my men alive.
I assume this isn't personal.
Job's paid for second-hand by some other old Kirkwall family. The nobles here like to shank each other for sport. We're just their knives.
Who's Lord Harriman?
I don't know the who, but the what is old and rich. Rumor says he's a savvy one. His daughters give him marriage ties to half the city.
I'm sure I can finish what they started.
They were supposed to ambush him at the docks. That'd be the best place to start looking. And remember, Harriman dead, my lad Gustav alive. Other way around, then you don't get paid.
So I have to do this job in the daytime. So what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna go into the hangman and then I'm going to go back out, teleport back into Lowtown in daytime. But before I go to the docks, I think I'm gonna pay a visit to the family back in Gamlen's house. Cause there's a letter for me.
Another messenger came by with a letter. It's on the desk.
Man, it's a good thing I have the option to turn off the helmet display because I look really silly.
So, what? Are you here to gloat? Gamlen's the idiot again. Gamlen's the fool who can't hold his money when it's given in a bloody silver basket. I tried, you know, when Leandra left. But no one was ever going to live up to her.
Nope.
I've seen the nobles in this town. Your parents must have had a fortune. Where did it all go?
Well, it's not like I stood at the side of the wharf and hurled it over. I tried to invest it. I got some good tips on trade in Kunari cheeses. And, you know, a man's got needs. I'm not denying I spent more on myself than I should have, but I figured it'd all work out.
Right, worked out in paying prostitutes.
What was she like? As a girl?
We're only a year apart. But that was time enough for Leandra to get our parents wrapped firmly around her little finger. They showed her off at every opportunity. The beauty, the scholar, the light of their lives. As far as they were concerned, they should have stopped there.
I'm sure you did your best.
Don't butter me up, sweetie.
Oh, come on.
I changed their filthy sheets and wiped their chins through 2 bouts of the cholera, and the last word Father said was... Leandra. I'm not looking for love, but at least I got the money.
You have
And
no
here
money.
I was just about to like you. I hope Mother convinces the Viscount to give us the estate.
When I told your grandmother I was marrying your father, she threatened to disown me. She said my children would be mongrels. My father wanted to lock me in, but she told him it's her life, let her ruin it. I wrote to her when each of you were born. She never wrote back. I'm glad she didn't die hating me.
Grandmother didn't want you to leave. She tried holding on to you the only way she knew.
She would have been so proud of you. You're everything she wanted in an Amel grandchild. She might have had a hard time accepting it at first, but she would have loved you, all 3 of you. Carver. He was such a little boy. Never had a knee that wasn't scraped or trousers without holes.
Thanks for reminding me.
He was so young. Never got to be the man he wanted.
I just keep thinking there's something we could have done. It's killing me. I remember that awful creature reaching down and 18 years of loving and feeding and raising and... that was it.
Blame the Darkspawn, not yourself.
The ogre would have been happy with any prey. It was my fault it was Carver. I miss him. There were 4 of us when the Blight began. It will never be over while there are just 3. I've written to the Viscount. I've an audience for after Bartrand's expedition leaves. I couldn't do anything for Carver, but with luck, I could at least give us a home.
I mean, plot-wise, it makes sense for the mother to still be grieving about Carver, but I think from a player standpoint, I felt very little sadness. Because it all happened so fast, and Carver just, like, vanished out of the picture. Just like that. All because for sake of gameplay purposes. Oh yeah, now I think about it, I have 85 gold. That probably meant that I got the Mogul achievement because I had 100 sovereigns. But yeah, we're gonna stop here and then pick it up next time for another episode of Let's Play. So if you like this video, you know, just give it a like or favorite it. You don't have to subscribe if you don't want to. I mean, if you thought this video was nice, you know, just like it. But otherwise, see you next time.